Jump in anytime. First thing I want to do is on July 11th, Superman, the movie, the new James Gunn movie, will launch.
Yep.
We don't have anything to show from this movie today, but we want to let you know that DC Multiverse, Superpowers, DC Direct, all of our brands will be covering Superman the movie. So stay tuned. You're going to see a lot more in the coming weeks ahead. So just a sneak peek there and a tease. We'll see you at San Diego with a lot of stuff, I think, at that point. Yeah. Really quickly, just some housekeeping. This is the dry part of the play-by-play that Todd was mentioning. We have a lot of stickers on our boxes, gold labels, which are exclusives, and we have some chases. The silver chases are different colorway chases, and then the red platinum editions are usually unique characters that are only at brick and mortar retail. So when you see those stickers, that's what you mean. That's what they mean. You're going to see them throughout the deck. So just so you know, as we go forward, that's what those things mean. But let's get to the product reveals and DC Multiverse, which rolls on into 2025. You'll see a bunch of figures here. Batman 1 Million, our marketing team posted online just recently, but Green Lantern Jade, Bizarro Classic, Eradicator. We have a lot of Return to Superman figures and the Hal Jordan armor suit there as well in spring of 2025.
Let me just say, and I've said it before, sometimes people will come and one of the comments is like, oh man, you do too many Batmans, you do too many Supermans or whatever else. I don't think so. And here's why. Because there are brands that are evergreens that are 365 days. And if you think that there's one day that somebody's not a fan of that character, then you're wrong. And so it's weird that they go, well, you came out with a Batman in January and they don't want me to come out with another Batman till May. And it's like, there are people walking up and down the store aisles in February and March and April that are Batman fans. Every single day you can sell certain characters, not all of them, but there are a couple that are the A. You can sell Spider-Man all day long if you want to, right? And so it's why Transformers has been out there forever and certain other brands of toys. So you don't have to buy them, but to say that I shouldn't have a Batman figure or a Superman figure available 365 days is not knowing the customer, because we have them walking up and down every single day. So you don't have to get them, but there's lots of people that might have missed the January one, and so they're in the store in February, and it's like they're looking for a new sort of A brand of those characters.
Yep.
Yep.
So on the next slide, kind of a new wave of figures in spring of 25. So some non-Batman figures here. Hourman from JSA. We've been slowly building towards that JSA team. Green Arrow, Connor Hawk. Essential Batman sidekicks like Commissioner Gordon. And then, yes, two more Batman figures, but a cool-looking Justice Lord and Batman Year One figure there. So some newness there.
So one of the things that's been successful for us over the years is being able to do at times what I call, and again, I'm a sports guy, like I collected sports cards. You have the rookie card. And the rookie card of a player was always the most valuable one. And one of the things that we said early when we initially got the contract for the DC Multiverse is, how many characters can we do that have never been made before, right? Because if we do it, it's the first time. You can't go to eBay and find 100 versions of it. Obviously, you type in Batman action figure, you're going to get tons for the last 30, 40 years. But there are certain characters, you put it in, it's void. And so we wanted to fill. Brian is a big geek. Jason, another guy who works for us, Jason Langston, another big geek. Like, we're trying to say, hey, let's just put some of these fun characters in. They might not be the most popular, but they will be at times the first time anybody has spent any effort making them. Or if they did it once and it was goofy, and so let's do a non-goofy version. So.
Yeah, and just some really early sneak peek, but some of those characters you're talking about, Mr. Miracle from Mr. Jack Kirby's New Gods, Sandman, Azrael from Night Quest, Cyborg Superman, Return to Superman, unique cyborg there, and then Superman from the New 52. So you can see a good array of characters. We're diving deep into the DC universe, as Todd was just saying, but we're trying to fill out everybody's collections as we go here.
I just did, actually, it's weird, about 2 hours ago I did an interview, somebody doing a documentary on Jack Kirby.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, hey, who's your favorite Jack Kirby character? And I went, Mr. Miracle. Because he's fun, but he also looks like a toy, right?
Yep.
I mean, he looks like a comic book character and he looks like a toy.
Exactly.
So just so you know, sometimes we just pick characters because they just look good. They pass what we call the eye test, right? So they might not be the most popular, but you walk by and you go, man, that's kind of cool. What is that, right? So if something, the very first line we did, we put 2 characters out there. One was, I dubbed it, it's not the official name, Brian knows. I called it Superman in armor and Batman in armor, right? And they were the big ones with the big wings and the big capes and whatever else. One of them appeared, I think, in one panel. That design appeared in one panel of one page of one comic book. That's the sum total of that character. The other one, I think, was in a page and a half. But they both look good, right? They were like, even Warner Brothers going, why do you want to do those? Like, nobody knows. I'm like, dude, I'm selling toys. That's a cool looking toy. It's big. The wings are going to be big. It's going to be a ton of plastic. Never underestimate plastic. You can always sell plastic. And they went, yeah, okay, fine. They were 2 bestsellers, right? I remember that first
Batman
line.
hazmat suit was the first one. Yeah, for sure.
What do you call them?
Batman hazmat suit was
Yeah.
the blue and black and red one, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Batman in armor, Superman in armor. So, yeah.
On to McFarlane Collector Edition. This has been a great success. Up for pre-order right now. Adam Strange, Batman Year 2 from Todd's run at DC there, and Deadshot, a long-awaited figure we've been waiting to get to for quite some time. Beyond that, we've got Hawkgirl coming, Red Lantern Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific. Those are those red Platinum Edition chases I was talking about. And then a Strange Lies of Superman with the lion head, the Superman head, and the alien head. So really filling out that universe for everyone.
I'm telling you, these are these cool, goofy, retro, you have to Google these cover kind of ones. But we can get away with it because if we do like a limited amount of each one of them, then we're not putting them out on the shelf and then the retailers go, hey, it's not very popular, but we'll make enough that we know that they're going to come and go because I think there's enough of a pent-up demand that they'll go in and out and that allow us to then to do another deep cut of another character. I mean, if you're a DC Multiverse collector, it can get probably unwieldy right now. So, yep.
Speaking of unwieldy, we've got some deep cut characters here, but I think ones that people will be excited about. So Dark Archer, Dark Stars is an army builder, Beast Boy from Bronze Age, Kite Man, Deathstroke Classic, we haven't gotten to, Metron, again, New Gods related characters. So Mirror Master, any Flash fans who want that Rogues Gallery, there's a great one for you there. So look for those. Those are early renders, not final sculpts, but in summer of 2025, you can expect those to come out.
Yeah, Kite Man. Come on, who didn't want a Kite Man? Right? Shoot. Yeah, go Kite Man.
In the same vein of McFarlane Collector Edition, we are spinning out of it Theatrical Deluxe Edition. And the theatrical figures require likeness. They require a lot of detail, a lot of tooling. So a whole new brand category just for Theatrical Deluxe Edition. We're going to see some Superman movie figures in this line as well. But there's one movie rather, that we haven't gotten to yet that we think you'll all be pretty happy about, which is Batman Returns. So originally this was going to be a build-a-wave. We pivoted it to this new line. So Batman, Penguin, Catwoman, and then Max Schreck. We like Christopher Walken figures here. We've done a few of them so far. But the build-a-figure was going to be something, but we're going to release it as a figure with multiple figures in it. So the Penguin Commandos will be the...
Yeah, this is the goofy stuff, right? That you just go... What has nobody made? I know, the robotic penguins. Nobody has done that one. Again, sometimes you hit it, sometimes you don't, but there should be a fun factor in everything that you do, right? In the collecting, in the designing, in the making, and all of it. And so, you know, when we come up with some of the ideas internally, there's a part of me that goes, if we laugh when we come up with it, then we go, well, why not? There's probably enough people that will laugh and potentially pick it up on their own too. Don't make a lot of it, right? But make enough so that people just go, hey, I mean, we're all geeks. We all have things that are sort of important to us. The Batman movie, the Batman theatrical, has been really good to us, right? We came out with it. We thought we'd try it. Maybe people would think that it was, you're going back too far. What do we care about Michael Keaton? And we found the opposite, that people then were going, oh, you've missed this, you've missed this, you missed this. And so we're trying to fill in some of those gaps.
Penguin will come with a soft goods coat, just so you know. He's not in the render there, but it's not in the render. But again, who doesn't like penguins with rockets on their backs? So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Onto our Page Puncher slice. This is a comic with a figure. We've got some examples here: Superman and Supergirl Woman Tomorrow. Both of these, based on what James Gunn has posted, have been inspiration stories for what he's doing in the cinematic universe he's building here. So. So yeah, excited about that. Those are for sale pretty much right now. And then what's coming next?
Oh, and can I just say too that both of these come with the wire capes, right? And this, I don't know if you probably can't see it, but there's a picture right up there. But it's based on some of the artwork, and sometimes in the artwork the capes get pretty elaborate and twisted and whatever else. This cape, although it doesn't quite look like it, we had it at Toy Fair a couple weeks ago. And you can literally crunch it and bend it and twist it, and it will stay. And you can literally put it into that pose.
Those will be out this summer, so stay in tune to our social channels for those. We have our digital collectible line, so McFarlane Toys Digital. This is a viewer app. You can, when you buy the figure, you get a digital copy of it as well. I'll give you an example of that here. So you'll get the art card. On the back of the art card, there's a redemption code. You scratch that off, you upload it into our viewer app, and you get the free digital collectible of the same figure you bought. And then there's often chase versions of those figures in the digital landscape. So different versions of Two-Face, for example, here. So this is kind of just taken off for us in the last year, where everyone's kind of still warming up to it, but it's our way of trying to bring the physical collector along into the digital space here with NFTs.
Yeah, in the last couple of years, we've been doing both contests for people who have a physical collection and doing one for people who have a digital collection. And man, like people, what they do on the digital side, because you can move them anywhere and do whatever kind of backdrop, they do some super crazy stuff with their collections, and at times you can scale some of the characters up and down. So the people who have been collecting the digital stuff for the last couple of years, they're pretty hardcore in what it is that they do. And what we try to do is go, I don't know whether you want the digital and we'll give you a physical for free, or you collect the physical and we'll give you a digital for free. Either way, we're giving something for free on either side. Go and play with it the way that you want to see fit. And especially if you want to keep your figure in the box, untouched, mint, then the way to sort of have a little bit of fun with it and pose it and move it around and do whatever is you go into your digital room and you get to basically do whatever it is you want with it, and you still have your actual figure still mint in box that you can put up on eBay if you want.
Yep. This wave, the most recent wave, technically comes out next month in a few days. Some have leaked out into stores. You've seen that online. But our first comic, Dr. Fate, Two-Face, and then a really classic-looking Superman there. But the next wave this summer, we've got some renders. Batman No Man's Land, Stephanie Brown, some Monarch fans over to the left, and then some Nightwing from Bronze Age. So stay tuned for those this summer. Again, those will come with a digital collectible along with the physical collectible. Yep. Batman, the animated series, rolls on at Target, right? So kind of funny story here. We revealed this wave last year when Todd and I were here for WonderCon. It still hasn't come out. It got delayed. But it's coming out. Fear not. It's coming out. So Hardak, Bane, Poison Ivy, and Phantasm, and the Build-A-Figure is Bruce Wayne. So you'll get a Bruce Wayne figure in your animated universe. And then this summer, we've got Batman Classic, Grey Ghost, Ra's al Ghul, Killer Croc, and the Build-A-Figure for this is Jonah Hex. So first time he's entering the animated universe in a figural form, released on my birthday in 1995 in season 2. And then, of course, the Batwing is available too for all of you ultimate collectors that want the ultimate accessory for Batman the Animated Series.
No, we don't have.
We don't have a Batwing
one.
here,
I'm telling you, this thing is this one is the biggest toy we've ever made in my 30 years. Right? If you hold it up, I mean, it is. Yeah, it's big, right? And so And to sort of cheat it a little bit at times, I usually get the smallest employee that I have to hold it up for the photo, right? And so we have a lovely lady named Quinn, and she knows she's the smallest employee. So every time I walk into the office and I'm holding something, she always goes, "Not again, Todd," right? But she's been sort of a little bit kind of social media toy McFarlane famous, because it's like, oh, there's that lady holding up, because she's about this, Quinn, I don't know, if she's 5 feet, maybe, right? So when she holds that bat, I mean, when I hold it, that bat wing is big. I give it to her, shit, it looks like Godzilla, right? So I just go, Quinn, come on, you got to sell a few extra. This thing will look giant in your hands, right? So, yep.
We don't need to showcase size on Superpowers. They're about 5 inches tall. But the next wave, this is McFarlane Toys exclusive to McFarlaneToys.com. So Animal Man, Cyborg, Deadman, and Nightwing. And we've got some samples here, Todd. Animal Man and Cyborg.
Yep.
There we go. Animal Man comes with a jacket, a soft goods jacket.
Yeah, he's got a jacket that comes on there, a soft good. And again, I've said before, the Superpowers are kind of fun because you can see on the back the checklist. There's dozens and dozens of them. The piece that's a little bit odd to me is I built my whole reputation on making like cool, super detailed, highly painted toys. And then we make goofy stuff, right? And so I remember the first one we made, I'm like, man, this is like anti-McFarlane toy. But the collectors that collected it when they were kids, the whole retro piece of it, they were like, oh man, we love it. The fun of it is being able to take some of the current characters and put it in this factor form, right? So that obviously the original Superpowers didn't have that luxury, that you could take a character that gets designed today and put it in that form, and it becomes the rookie card of the Superpowers. So, yep.
Yeah, we did that with Batman Who Laughs, a more recent character, right? And he was in the first or second wave. So nice to see a Capullo design in Superpowers, right?
Yep.
Batman 66 is kind of winded down. We've done every character we could in that TV show for the most part. So Super Friends from the 1970s animated show gives us the full DC universe and allows us to celebrate all the kind of wacky villains from the Legion of Doom. So you've got Lex Luthor, Sinestro, not exactly the wackiest, Riddler, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to be able to get characters like Gorilla Grodd, Toyman, et cetera, Cheetah, so on and so forth. So the same form factor as Batman 66, so 6-inch scale, that retro articulation, just broader characters than just, say, Batman. So look for these. These are going to be hitting stores next month, so you should see these really soon. We've got some DC Direct resin statues. So we've got, it's a Superman movie year, obviously. So there's a new Superman book called Superman Red and Blue, where they've kind of taken that duotone look, similar to what we've done with Batman Black and White and Harley Quinn Red, White, and Black. So Superman by Clayton Henry, Lee Bermejo. There's a new Azrael in the Batman Black and White line. And then we have a Joker line in the same 7-inch scale by Ed McGuinness. So great statue here from Ed's design from many years ago.
Yeah,
so
again, what you're not seeing here, if you're not familiar with all of them, they were all taken from an image or a cover that the artist did, and we try to be somewhat faithful, if not 100% faithful, as much as you can, given that you got to translate something from 2D to 3D. But the packaging it comes in will basically showcase the original sort of image that we were looking at and the sculptors were looking at, so that you can go, oh yeah, that's where that came from. Oh yeah, actually I might even have that issue. So.
Todd's Mods is a new kind of vinyl line. We launched this just around New York Comic Con. So Todd, it's basically like napkin sketches that we're then transforming into these kind of hulked out, sorry to use a Marvel phrase, but iterations of classic DC characters. So this is an example of Bane from Wave 1. And then we've got, obviously, Batman, Killer Croc, King Shark, and Superman coming. So really great for the creatures and a great alternate take on some of these classic characters.
Yeah, the one thing that always struck me that was interesting, and I think that Funko Pops are a good example, is that you could sell Freddy Krueger if you kind of made him cute, right? Where mine were like super realistic and I had blood splatters on him and I had like knives and whatever else, and to some people that sort of pushes their good senses. But if you make him look like a 3-year-old in the Funko Pop format than people would go for. So what that tells me is that if you can find a factor form, that's the word we use in our industry, that sort of makes sense, and then you just sort of go in and repeat it, then you have a chance to sort of have a little bit of fun. So the two things that we're looking for on the Todd mods, and they're not very big, they're like vinyl, they're like about this big, right? Like
about 4 inches tall.
4 or 5 inches tall. But they're big and bulky and sort of fat. I sort of always liked stuff. I had a brother a year younger and a year older, and anything that I could take and club him over the head, I thought was a great toy, right? So, and they would club me. So we're looking at a couple of things. One, who are the popular characters? Obviously, we're going to run through some of the popular characters. But I wouldn't necessarily say that Killer Croc or King Shark are the biggest, most popular villains. But when we're looking at them, we know we're going to distort them as part of the form factor. Then when I go, oh, those are just look, this is going back to the eye test, right? Those guys will look cooler, and maybe more so than if you did Flash or a skinny character, right? So I like the big characters like the Solomon Grundys and those kind of, you know, I think Bizarro, again, is going to work better than maybe a bunch of superheroes because he's just odd, so we can play with it. But you get 4 or 5 of these up on your shelf, they look pretty good. And the paint jobs are pretty, are kind of complicated because we don't have as much money being charged to us for the articulation because they don't really move. So then we can put the money back in on the paint job and do some of these paint jobs that we used to do years ago with McFarlane Toys when we did it. So they look super sophisticated and goofy at the same time. So hopefully you guys get a chance to look at one of them, take a look at it, and see whether it's something that makes any sense for you. From day one, we've been doing some Mortal Kombat, some of their more advanced stuff.
MK11,
So that had Spawn, right? But the whole time we were talking to him, it was like, can we ever do the first stuff? Can we ever do the classic? Can we ever do the classic? Can we ever do the classic? We've been asking since the very beginning. And then people we finally get it. And people going, oh man, oh, this is great. Like some of you clapping and whatever. I was like, no, duh. Because why wouldn't you, if people are buying Mortal Kombat 11, why wouldn't they buy Mortal Kombat 1? Because that's what started it, right? Like every brand, why wouldn't you go to the beginning of every big brand? So it's like, Todd, you're a genius. What? We're just doing the shit that worked at the beginning.
So we've got, at Toy Fair, we only had Paint Masters, so they looked really stiff and kind of locked in as Paint Masters typically do, but we've got some deco samples. Todd, they're over here if you want to grab them here.
Oh, yeah. Here they go.
You can see the posability. So we're going to release them as single figures, but also we're going to release them in battle packs, right? Because that's what you do in Mortal Kombat, you fight people. So in the battle packs, you're going to get a variety of accessories. Melina, obviously, where she's going to be out in the first wave as well. And then they're going to come with battle bases, right? So you're going to get a backdrop that looks like the arena, right? And then for maximum posing, our flight stands plug into the side, right? So then you can get people flying in the air and doing crazy effects. And every 2-pack will have a different insert backdrop. So really recreating the scenes of Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, which is what we're really going to be focusing on out of the gate. So we've got Liu Kang and Sub-Zero here. These are very, very first deco samples from the factory. So
a ton, a ton. They can do some big kicks, right? So anything you think you can replicate from the video game, you're going to be able to get pretty close on all of this, minus being able to maybe scratch the back of here, but they're going to be able to get here, right? So you can only go so far, but these things, I don't know if you guys can see, I wish you could, but this thing will go all over, the ankles will turn around, the butt will turn around, the arms will flip. You're going to be able to do some good little videos with these guys. So.
So stay tuned for more. Those are going to come out this summer. We'll have a full array of figures for Comic-Con timing, so stay tuned for those. On to Marvel. This we announced and launched last summer. Todd knows a little bit about this. So we've got the 1/6 scale. So really opening the door wide open with some of the greatest Marvel covers and artists. Todd included, of course. And here you're seeing the next wave here, which will be hitting stores really soon. Todd, you've got Spider-Man from Marvel Tales 223 there. Deadpool, Iron Man from John Romita Jr., Clayton Crane, Venom. So a really great assortment here. These all come with backdrops to recreate the cover. So we have, for in an effort to be kind of a cleaner display on the slide here, we took those out. But those will come with backdrops as well.
Yep.
And then on the 1/10 scale side, we've got a full array of figures here. So Mark Bagley's Spider-Man, Jay Lee's Black Panther. We've got a Fantastic Four movie this summer, so we've got The Thing here. We've been slowly chipping away at Jim Lee's X-Men #1 cover, so Beast is the next installment there, and Carnage. So look for those this spring, and then a sneak peek to what's coming this summer.
Can I just jump in here for just a sec, Brian?
Yep.
One of the other things, too, that we've shifted away from when we first did the Marvel collectibles here, we thought we could pull off this sort of illustrative look, and we did these black lines and whatever. I thought it was a worthy experiment, and some of it was kind of hit and miss, but I was never really sort of satisfied with it, right? And so at some point, I just went, guys, let's stop it, right? If we can't nail it out of the gate, then let's just go what we know we can nail. And so if you guys saw the big Hulk, the gray Hulk that I did where he was pushing the logo, I just go, no, we're not going to do any of the line work. Let's just paint it so it looks super sophisticated and it looks like there's a lot of value. And a lot of people reacted to it, myself included. So I go, and for the time and effort we do to get something that on a scale of 1 to 10, to my mind, artistically the black lines look like a 5, why don't we just take that same time, effort, and money and put it into the paint? So I wish you guys could see in person, because we had them at Toy Fair, like The Thing. We're doing both washes and dry brushes on it, which means you're putting paint in the cracks and on top of the body. And we did the same with the Beast. These are really cool looking when you see them with the eye. I mean, these photos, unfortunately, don't do them justice. But for any of you that are sort of long-term McFarlane toy fans, remember in the heyday when we were able to basically just paint the shit out of our figures all over the place, using those techniques and putting them on these so that it has, again, that look of like what we used to do 15, 20 years ago. So.
Then we have a sneak peek for one of your landmark books, Todd, Spider-Man #1.
Oh,
and this was, I think you could probably speak to how difficult this one was to pull off in 3D, maybe. An early render here.
Yeah, so this, the piece that was the hardest, and we still didn't solve it, is you can only go so thin with the webbing, right? And it's true with some of the figures we have that are actually shooting it. We can only do so much with the webbing. We're still talking about maybe we've got to make it out of wire and then let it so people can then bend it on their own, a little bit like a wire cape or something. So we're going to keep playing.
And there were obviously different color variants of that cover, so we'll release the black suit as well.
Yeah, so the black, I think that came out maybe issue 13, 11, something like that. And we did that as one of the covers. Oddly, I still own that black cover.
You really?
I have the original artwork for that. I sold that other one. I wish I had it. But because I sold it, just so you guys know, that first cover, the original artwork, I sold it for, I think, like $1,500, $1,800 used hockey cards, right? Because I'm Canadian, right? And I thought I was ripping the guy off, right? And then he put it in an auction a few years back, and he got $410,000 for it. So I don't even have the hockey cards, right? So, man, my daughter, I've told a story. My daughter, like, he put that cover and another cover into the auction. He got about $400,000 for that cover, and then he put in the last issue I did of Amazing Spider-Man cover where he's punching the Hulk, and that one got $660,000, right? And again, I traded that for $1,500 a hockey card. So he gave me $3,000 a hockey cards, got $1 million back. And then my daughter read the headline, and this is the darndest thing about the internet. Like, even when you're trying to not get information to your kids, it still gets there. So she comes running downstairs, like going, "Oh man, Dad, best day ever. I just saw this headline. Oh, cool. This is great. I get to go to the college of my choosing," right? and then my wife went, Kate is our daughter. Kate, ask your dad if he got the money from that auction. If the answer is no, ask him what he traded those for. Once you ask him what he traded them for, ask him how much he traded for, and then ask him if he even has any of that shit left, right? And so by the time it went through, it was like, I was like the dumbest dad at that point. So, but I told her I still have all my Spawn stuff, so don't worry about it. And I have that black cover, so we're good. So we're good.
Okay, Berserker and Boom. So Berserker from Keanu Reeves, and we revealed this about 9 months ago at San Diego Comic-Con. This is exclusive to Walmart, so go to your favorite Walmart store and pick that up. And it's up for pre-order now on Walmart.com, so go check that out. We did a Walmart live stream a couple weeks ago, and it launched then, so it's up for pre-order now. One more that's coming, a Berserker statue, pulled straight from that issue #1 from the cover of it. So coming soon, so look for that pre-order in a few weeks. That'll be limited, but the first time we've done a Berserker statue here at McFarlane Toys. So
I think this is a John Romita Jr. image, wasn't it?
I think it's Rafael Grompa.
Oh, Raphael,
Yep.
that's it. That's who it was. With all the bullet holes and all the
Exactly.
arrows in them and stuff. It's pretty interesting.
We were speaking of ripped physiques. UFC, so SportsPicks is a long-running line here. We just launched for the first time our UFC figures this past fall. We've had a great partnership with UFC and their fighters. So this is the first wave. The back 4 figures came out this fall. The front 3 figures, Sean Strickland, Justin Gaethje, and Patty Pimblett are in stores now. So if you're a UFC fan, they come in an octagon-shaped package. We have it right there, but it kind of recreates the ring that they fight in on an octagon base. So you can, if you're an inbox collector like myself, it presents really great in the package.
There's
so go pick those up. Yep. Oh, one last thing about UFC. So in every box, there's a redemption code, similar to our NFTs, but not NFTs. So you can get reward points on McFarlaneToyStore.com. And if you collect enough reward points with every purchase, there's UFC memorabilia, fighting gloves, pieces of the mat, early prototypes from our process, like gypsums, first decos, PPS samples, et cetera, or you can buy the actual product itself. So really great way to get some classic, authentic UFC artifacts by collecting those points with every purchase.
Yeah, so again to step on that point there, you're going to buy we're having this thing here, if you're going to buy stuff anyway, why not sort of keep track of it?
Yep.
And then what we're doing is different levels, like making it up. You got to get 100 points to be able to get to this tier, 70 to get to this, 50 to get, and then when you unlock any one of those, then there's a bunch of giveaways that are there for free, right? You get to pick it. The first one in the door gets to pick whatever one they want. So the higher you go, the more valuable the unlock is. And it might be things like literally the prototype, right? There might be like 6 prototypes. But if you're the first one in the door and you're the first one to qualify, you get to pick of the 6, you get pick the first one off the shelf. And then you can go to the YouTube if you want, or your internet, or wherever you want to go, and say, oh man, I got this one, but here's the other 5 that I left on the shelf. And then other people can decide whether they want to get up there and go, oh man, I'll take that one, right? You took that one, but there's still others that are there. So there's an incentive to get there because the value of each one of them is higher. And then you get first come, first serve of picking them as you attain those sort of level numbers.
Staying in the sports realm, it's opening day weekend, so to speak, for one up for sale. Fernando Tatis, Paul Skeens, for you fans of Skeens, and then we've got Gunnar Henderson and Bobby Witt. So look for those 7-inch or 6-inch scale rather. New packaging, new backdrops that really look nice, and a nice clean presentation there. So perfect timing for opening weekend. And then over.
I'm curious here for just 1 sec. So how many people here in this room are Dodger fans? Okay, how many people here are not Dodger fans? It's about even. So I've been a Diamondbacks fan, been living in Phoenix for 30 years. We just recently moved out to Altadena. Our kids are in Pasadena. And the Dodgers have been the enemy for 30 years, right? And I'm a believer. You vote for the team that you live by, and but I think this is going to be like drug withdrawal. I'm going to have to kind of probably go from Diamondback fan to Padre fan, maybe over to the Angels. I might even jump over, be a Giants fan for a little bit, and then I can come back, and then eventually I'll get to see the Dodgers, and then I'll root for them. But I just got, for my birthday, somebody bought me tickets to go see the Dodgers versus the D-backs.
Oh, there you
go. We'll see. I'm going to be one of those aggravating fans that we hate it in Phoenix, where it's like you're going, this is our team. Why are you coming here with your Dodger shit? And now, but my wife and I are probably going to go there with our D-back stuff and sport it, right? So on that one day, because we haven't quite made the transition, but I know how good they are, and that's why we dislike them. They beat us all the time. So.
I wear a blue Phillies hat every time we go to a Dodgers game, so I blend in, but I'm still rooting for my team anyways. Speaking of the Dodgers, they won the championship, right? So over at our friends at UCC, so they're here at WonderCon. It's booth 849. This is an exclusive figure to them. It's only on sale here. So if you want this Otani figure, which is the World Series edition of Shohei Otani, just go back to the convention. We'll have an hour after Todd's panel. You can go pick up this figure, $39.99 at UCC's booth. So on sale there. So head over there after the 2 panels we got going here.
Yeah, I signed a couple of these already today. People had bought them, and they were going, hey, can you put 50-50 on it, right? Which I thought was kind of cool. So I've been signing them all. Todd McFarlane, 50-50, right? So, speaking of baseball, and I don't know if I'm gonna ever do this or not, because I don't know how to turn out. I play baseball here in town, right? I play on the team. My son, I play with my son. This is how old I am. My son is the youngest one on the team, and I'm the oldest by far. And everybody else is like in their 30s, right? And then you got old man McFarlane, right? But I play around here, and I keep thinking, like, maybe I should post my schedule, because we play every Sunday. And I'll post my schedule, and then after the game, if you happen to be there and you're watching the game, I'll sign your comic book for you, right? But I go, man, what if all the people in LA decide they want to come to that one? Now, it'll be great attendance, right? It'll be put all the pressure on my teammates. But I don't know, maybe I'll do it. Just go, hey, you come watch me, and I'll sign your comic book, right? But anyways, we'll see. So.
Speaking of the 50-50 club, we have a high-end resin statue of Otani with that 50-50 placard as the founding member of that club, right? So that's up for pre-order now. 12.5 inches tall. Resin statues have exponentially more detail, so stay tuned for that Otani figure. It's up for pre-order now.
Yeah, for the non-sports fans out there, he had more than 50 homers and stole more than 50 stolen bases, right? I'm telling you, I'm a baseball freak, and nobody's doing that again. Not in our lifetime. Like that there are certain records where you go, not going to get broken, because both of those are astronomical numbers, and you never see that in the same person. So it's hard for me to imagine that anybody's ever going to even come close to that. Just so you know, the closest ever there were a handful that were in the 40-40 club, and if you took the highest number of both of those across the board, the number was 42. He ended up at 54 homers and 59 stolen bases. His number is 54. He went from 42, which is an all-time record of 120 years, to 54. He moved, nobody's going to come close to it. So.
Demon Slayer, just a reminder that these are in stores now, so Tengen, Rengoku, Obanai, and what we're doing here with Demon Slayer and a lot of the anime figures, they have a lot of facial expressions in the shows, so we've got face plates on the figures so you can pop them off and get different face expressions. This is an example here, so look for those in the figures. And then Bleach, 20 years of history with Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood Wars, where our license is. So 2 new figures here. These are in stores now. They have a lot of soft goods, fabric, and clothing, which is very cool. Kind of separates us from other things out in the market. So look for Bleach in stores as well. We'll jump to Spawn here. We've got a new resin statue.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Mr. Greg Capullo illustrated a lot of Spawn books over the years, so this is based on his cover, Spawn 119. So this is coming soon, will be up for pre-order. And then 2 new figures we have coming. Todd, you could speak to these. Robot Wars Spawn, which was revealed, maybe 20 years ago, I think, and then got stalled in production, but it's coming out now. And then the Deviant from your new book, Rat City. Right?
Yeah, so years ago, as you hopefully remember, the first toys I ever made were based on Spawn, and we did 35 series of them. The 36 series, which never came out, was the robot one, but we had designed them and we had cut steel, and they were all just big plastic Mondo toys, right? I've told people before, and it's just true, you give people a lot of plastic at the same price as everybody else gives you like a third of that plastic. You can sell anything big. In 30 years, I've never made a big figure that's chunky and plasticky and ever got backed up and it be a non-seller.
Spawn Dark Ages, kind of a legacy toy that we've digitally remastered, so to speak, for summer of 2025. So look for that as well.
Yeah, this one's got like chains and fur and some soft good pieces on it, just going back, sort of harkening back to some of the stuff we used to do on a regular basis 20, 30 years ago.
And then just plugging our friends at GameStop here. So the last week of April is McFarlane Toys Week at GameStop, and there's a bunch of exclusive, one of which is those Deviant Spawn autographed edition, and then they've got their own variant here of the Blood Axe Spawn with kind of the flames coming off the horse and that really cool deco there. So go to your favorite GameStop, look for McFarlane Toys product during McFarlane Toys Week, last week of April. So stay tuned for that. And then those, you can pre-order those, and those will come out in summer of 2025. Last but not least, we had one other big reveal at New York Toy Fair, along with Mortal Kombat and other things, and that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is coming to McFarlane Toys. And our licensing lane is strictly the IDW books here, but they have a long history to pull from, and we have an early sneak peek of some renders here that have evolved from what aired on IGN a couple months ago. So really excited. This is the tip of the iceberg, Todd. We get to do everything from the long history of those books, and excited to bring those into 5-inch scale, right?
Yeah. So I think what's exciting to me is that, I mean, obviously there's been a lot of Turtles product over the past few decades, and it just shows you the strength of that brand. And so the question was, if we were going to get a piece of it, how do you differentiate yourself? And the answer that we came up with was, well, why don't we, instead of worrying about the cartoons and the TV show and the movies, because everybody's sort of done that, why don't we go back to the origin of it, right? Again, like I was asking with Mortal Kombat. And when you look at the designs, because nobody knew that it was going to be the phenomenon back there. So a lot of it is sort of rough. Some of it you could even say is a little bit crude. The characters are kind of scratchy, but there's a grit and I think kind of a uniqueness to some of the character designs. Not necessarily the 4 turtles, but all the characters that basically support them back behind it. And a bunch of them have never been in the TV shows or cartoons or movies either. We'll be able to make turtle characters that have never been seen before. These rookie cards that we keep talking about, and we get to do a different style that hasn't been seen before. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it.
Yeah, and those are going to be page puncher figures essentially. So you're going to come with an IDW book from which the character is based. The character art will be right there on the cover. So yeah, a huge universe and a lot of years to pull from. Yep. So we want to save time for Todd's spotlight panel, but we have a few minutes for questions. But before we do that, I just wanted to plug our social channels and get Todd and the rest of us do these conventions, but kind of the best way to get monthly updates is on our McFarlane Toys show on YouTube. So go subscribe and like the McFarlane Toys YouTube channel, and then you can follow us on all our social channels from Facebook to X, Discord, Instagram, et cetera, So we're everywhere. So if you want to stay in tune with what's coming out, those are the best platforms to do it. And we'll kick it off to questions. We got about 5.